Here are 13 weird habits of Mark Zuckerberg. 1. He nearly worked for Microsoft. Mark Zuckerberg was an average student in high school. He would often get distracted and his grades reflected this. He went to an interview for a position at Microsoft, but he decided not to take the offer because the company had too many college graduates who were more qualified than he was. Soon after, he dropped out of Harvard University to focus on Facebook full-time. At one point during the company's early days, he made himself so ill from working that he ended up hospitalized. In 2010, it was revealed that Zuckerberg donated $100 million to New Jersey schools with failing test scores as part of the Giving Pledge project started by Bill Gates and Warren Buffett. 2. He was inventing in middle school. Mark was born on May 14, 1984. He is the second of 4 children and grew up in Dobbs Ferry, New York. Growing up, he had a knack for computers and made his own software to control his computer. He would sleep over at friends' houses to play games like Doom. While still in school, he created a program called Synapse Media Player, which was later renamed Napster. This got him into college, Stanford, but he dropped out to start Facebook in 2004 with college roommates Dustin Moskovitz, Eduardo Saverin, and Chris Hughes. 3. He has unexpected pop culture tastes. Mark Zuckerberg has a number of really weird things that he does that you might not know about. For instance, the Facebook founder loves the TV show Friends and even dresses up as Chandler Bing for Halloween. Perhaps his strangest habit is one he developed in college. According to The New Yorker, Zuckerberg would wear a tie every day without fail. He even had pictures of himself on a refrigerator wearing a suit and tie, just so he could remember how they looked. It seems strange, but this seems like an extension of Zuckerberg's focus on organization. He was so focused on organization at school that he wore mismatched socks to make sure they were always color-coded by day. He also reportedly always wears the same t-shirt every day, with the company written across it, presumably referring to Facebook. One of his favorite books is The Aeneid, and one of his favorite TV shows is The West Wing, which was created by Aaron Sorkin, who also wrote The Social Network, a film based on the creation of Facebook. 4. He's known for being frugal. Mark Zuckerberg's net worth is said to be around $68.1 billion and he's known for being a frugal billionaire. He drives a used VW Golf and he lives in the same house he bought for $700,000 back in 2009. Plus, he doesn't spend much of his money on clothes, owning just one tuxedo that has been tailored to fit him perfectly. It takes me an hour in total to get ready, he says. One thing I don't do is go out or buy things very often. He's extremely disciplined when it comes to fitness. His daily routine includes waking up at 8 a.m. every day and going on a 45-minute run with 2 friends or colleagues who live nearby. After breakfast, typically a bowl of cereal, Zuckerberg does 50 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 200 crunches and 300 squats. This totals 750 reps. 5. His reason why Facebook is blue. We're blue because we're cool and not red because we're warm. This quote is attributed to Mark Zuckerberg himself, the creator of Facebook. In a conversation with TechCrunch editor-in-chief Matthew Panzarino, he reveals that he designed the site this way because blue is the color of sky and water, which are synonymous with vastness and purity. Red is typically associated with anger or passion, so it seemed logical to exclude it from Facebook's color palette. As a result, people seem more apt to use Facebook on their computers rather than smartphones where they'd have difficulty reading what they were looking at. You want something like this really big, Zuckerberg said in an interview with The Verge. On your phone you can't make out who these people are. 6. He wasn't always a high-level coder. Zuckerberg was only a sophomore at Harvard when he coded his first application. He and his friend, Eduardo Saverin, both applied to be co-presidents of the Harvard Student Council. But it wasn't until after they lost the election that they learned about the potential for an instant messaging program. They programmed one in just 2 days and called it ZuckNet. It was used as a chat room for their friends to stay in touch with each other while they were not on campus. Zuckerberg also had other weird habits. For instance, he would eat all day long while sitting down in front of his computer coding or programming new applications or websites like Facebook or Aardvark. 7. He's multilingual. Zuckerberg speaks English, Hebrew, and Spanish fluently. He is also conversational in Mandarin, Chinese, and Portuguese. Zuck learned Mandarin from his mom, who was a student at the University of Pennsylvania. He also learned to speak Spanish when he attended a quinceañera with his girlfriend Priscilla Chan. He's an avid reader. In 2014, Zuckerberg released a year of books consisting of a new book each month that he read on his Facebook page. So far there have been 5 books: Moses Naim's The End of Power, Steven Pinker's The Better Angels of Our Nature, Why Violence Has Declined, Yuval Noah Harari's Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind, Jane Goodall's Sesame and Lilies, The Search for Altruism in Humans and Other Animals, Nicholas Carr's The Glass Cage, Automation and Us. 8. He turned down many offers to sell Facebook. One reason for Facebook's success is because he turned down many offers to sell Facebook. When Yahoo was trying to buy it for $1 billion in 2006, he said no. In 2007, Viacom offered him $750 million for a 40% stake in Facebook but refused again. He turned down a $2 billion offer from Yahoo Inc. in 2008 as well as another $1 billion offer from Microsoft Corp. MSFT. 9. He and his wife's first meeting was a little inauspicious. Zuckerberg's first meeting with his wife Priscilla was a little inauspicious. When they met, she was dating someone else and was not impressed with the awkward young Harvard student she met. He showed up at some event that I had no interest in, she said. I thought he was cute but I had a boyfriend so I just pretended he didn't exist. Zuckerberg knew better than to give up and instead pestered her incessantly until finally, on New Year's Eve 2002, Priscilla agreed to go on a date with him. He picked her up from work at the mall where she worked as a sales assistant for The Gap and drove them to see the movie Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. 10. He's an admirer of Steve Jobs. Mark Zuckerberg has a lot in common with Steve Jobs. One of the most obvious similarities is that they both have a very deep-seated love for technology and design. 11. He looks up to Albert Einstein and Pablo Picasso. He has Einstein's quote, "Make things as simple as possible but no simpler," and Picasso's insight that all children are artists. The problem is how to remain an artist once you grow up, as his favorites on Facebook. 12. His dog is a celebrity too. Mark's dog, Beast, is a big celebrity in the neighborhood. He has his own Instagram account and is often seen with Mark at charity events. At one point he was even rumored to be running for president of the United States. He also had his own Facebook page, which got hacked after posting a lot of angry messages about Donald Trump. 13. A dozen people help him manage his Facebook page. Mark Zuckerberg, founder and CEO of Facebook, has a team of around 12 people who help him manage his Facebook page. The first person to help him was Katie Gemender, his girlfriend at the time. She used to do all the work for him, but as he grew more famous, he recruited other assistants. One assistant is responsible for managing his friends list, another one takes care of every comment on his posts while others take care of the messages he receives or post updates on his behalf. Mark Zuckerberg is one of the most successful CEOs in the world, but he also has some weird habits. Some of them are beneficial, but many of his habits are what we would call bad for his personal and professional success. A lot of these habits make sense when you know about his background and personality. The more you learn about him, the more you'll realize that it's not necessarily the habits that are weird, it's just who he is as a person. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video and found it informative. If you did, please subscribe to Trending Updates, and share the video with your friends on social media so they can enjoy it too. If there are any topics that you would like us to cover in future videos, please let us know in the comments below. See you on the next one.